In the summer of 2014, a militant group swallowed a third of Iraq and Syria in a matter of months. Entire armies collapsed before them, and major cities fell in days. The group used bulldozers to physically demolish these border posts, effectively erasing the map to declare a new transnational state. Behind this blitzkrieg was a highly corporate structure. They published meticulous annual reports detailing their battlefield metrics, managed vast financial reserves, and systematically captured specific resources: oil wells, grain silos, and water dams. Curious, slightly ominous, looking at this efficiency, it's easy to label them a purely rational political actor fighting for territory. But that logic fails to explain why tens of thousands of foreign civilians packed up their lives and traveled across the globe to join them. To understand that mass migration, we have to look at their primary recruitment tool. It was a high-production, English-language digital magazine called Dabiq. Most rebel groups recruit by promising economic stability or political freedom. Dabiq offered something different, a front-row seat to the literal apocalypse. By adopting the glossy aesthetics and fast-paced layouts of Western digital media, the group translated dense, ancient theology into a call to action. It was a visual language designed to recruit young, English-speaking audiences looking for radical purpose. The Islamic State didn't amass its foreign army by accident. They designed a precise digital funnel to weaponize religious prophecy and distribute it worldwide. This photograph shows Dabiq, a small agricultural town in northern Syria. It's the namesake of the magazine for a very specific reason. In Islamic eschatology, this exact location is prophesied to be the site of a world-ending battle. It is where Islamic forces are destined to fight crusader armies before the apocalypse begins. Taking control of this land wasn't about military advantage. It was a massive marketing stunt. By occupying Dabiq, the group signaled to potential recruits that the countdown to the end times was officially active. To back up this claim, the magazine framed modern terror leaders as divine catalysts. It started with Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, the group's ideological founder, whose brutal tactics set the stage for their apocalyptic vision. Later, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi took up that mantle. By declaring himself caliph over the newly captured territory, he positioned himself as the rightful heir to Zarqawi's timeline, pushing the prophecy closer to completion. Through the magazine's pages, an abstract ancient prediction was rendered into an urgent, unfolding reality. For a certain type of reader, it created overwhelming pressure to participate before time ran out. The ideology relied on a Manichaean worldview, presenting a reality split into two warring camps with absolutely no neutral ground. They enforced this through takfir, excommunicating other Muslims. By manipulating this tool, anyone disagreeing became an apostate and a legitimate target for violence. This set up a psychological ultimatum for the reader: emigrate to the caliphate immediately and swear total loyalty, or be counted among the enemies slated for destruction. This intense polarization acted as a psychological shield. When you believe the world is ending and you are fighting in God's chosen vanguard, brutal atrocities are no longer viewed as crimes. They become a divine imperative. The publication backed its readers into a mental corner, manufacturing a reality where participating in mass slaughter was framed as the only path to salvation. In the short term, this millenarian pitch was effective. As you can see in this photograph, tens of thousands of foreign fighters flowed into the region, swelling the group's ranks with motivated recruits. But tying an organization's entire legitimacy to a literal, physical prophecy comes with a fatal flaw. It makes your theological claims verifiable on a map. When coalition forces and local militias eventually recaptured the physical town of Dabiq, the grand battle never materialized. With the geographical anchor of their prophecy gone, the recruitment narrative fractured and morale plummeted. Despite their organized military structures and sophisticated financial tracking, the organization doomed itself. A utopian narrative built on rigid prophecy could not survive contact with military reality. Standard deterrent strategies, like economic sanctions or political concessions, are designed for rational states, not actors driven by a literal end-times timeline. Waiting for a group that sincerely wants to trigger Armageddon to just burn itself out is a dangerous miscalculation. Their very goal is mass destruction, and they will pull as many people into the fire as possible. Winning on the physical battlefield is insufficient without a parallel effort to dismantle their theological arguments and neutralize the digital networks that spread them. The Dabiq blueprint reveals that a group's most potent weapon is the ability to engineer a narrative so powerful it makes the end of the world look like a beginning.